That's the other book I'm reading, The Gate Thief. Orson Scott Card, book number 2, After the Lost Gate. I hate to say it, but I'm bored by it. I don't know why. I really, really like the first book. Sometimes I just get bored with the story when there's more than one book. Not always. I've obviously read books that have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 books. I read all of Clan of the Cave Bear. I love the first 3. I read the first 3 a couple times. 4 was okay. After that, it sucked. But I know the author had a lot going on in her life, and I heard that her son passed away. Anyways, Gino, that's besides the point. But still, she should have finished the story then before that. Or finished it then, or not tried to write another one. Anyways. And the cat's meowing at me because he wants attention. I don't know. Like, the story's moving along and things are moving, but it's, I just find I'm going, yeah. And, you know, he's in a lot, the boy who finds out he has all the power to be a gate mage, because he doesn't know how to use his skills, because gate mages were always killed whenever they were born, because gate mages are troublemakers like Loki. So he doesn't have anybody to learn from, because the gate mages over the years have always been killed off. So then he has to do things, you know, experimentally. And right now he's got himself in a whole bunch of troubles because of doing stuff, and he might actually have to go back to... Loki is actually still alive. Loki was somehow caught in a tree for like centuries, and meow. Anyways, so his name is Danny, which he's this gate mage with the name Danny, which, you know, is kind of like, really? Anyways, he's got himself in a lot of trouble right now, fooling around with his gates and doing things that he really didn't know what he was doing. And he might have to go back to the ancient Loki, who is still alive from centuries ago, and because somehow he was trapped in a tree and he got out now. And but I'm still finding it's dragging, but I want to find out what's going to happen. And then there's a book 3, so we'll see. Sometimes what I do is I write myself a note and say, come back to this, and I read some other books, and then I come back to the series, and I don't know, I enjoy it more for whatever reason. Sometimes I get bogged down, sometimes I don't, but I just find it slow. It's like, even though it's moving along, there's things happening, but I still feel like, come on, let's go. Get moving. What's gonna happen? This is still dragging. Anyways, Loki is now called Wad. Yes, like a wad, a dough. Which is just really weird, but yes. Anyways, we'll see. Again, this book is not in the young adult section, but again, to me, this one here more so than A Conspiracy of Alchemists feels like young adult to me. Maybe not everybody else. A Conspiracy of Alchemists might not feel like a young adult if it wasn't for Ellie's bad attitude. I just could never imagine being such a way. I don't know. I don't relate. And I'd find it very difficult to be around with someone with so much attitude. Actually, Danny and his friends in this book are they're childish too, but they're childish as in, they make these stupid comments. Okay, this is why it makes me think of young adult. They said, what did they say? And I gotta pet the cat. And Danny refers to the other girl's breasts. He says something about her boobs a few times. I guess one of the girls from school has large breasts, and so he's always making these boob comments. And I'm like, really? I know you're supposed to be representing like teenagers, but he's also supposed to be saving the world, and all of mankind could be wiped out through these gates that you're making, And all you can talk about is this girl's big boobs. And then the girl leans over. She does something and she leans over to make sure that Danny can see down her shirt. And I'm going like, this is just beyond stupidity. This is ridiculous. I cannot take this book seriously. I know they're young. I know they're high school kids, but still, you just think they should be more intellectual, okay? Because this is not I can't say it again now. Intellectual behavior. I'm not going to take somebody serious who's has everybody in the world in danger now because of his actions, and there's people out to kill him. There's people out to kill you. And he's going to sit there and make jokes and wisecracks about her breasts. And then because his friends have now found out that he has godlike powers, it's more like the girls all want to, like, have him now. And I'm like, oh, come on. Young adult drivel. That's all that is. Okay? Cannot take him seriously if he's going to do booby talk. Like, again, like a little kid, no maturity. You're going to save the world and be a gate mage. You have to go against this Loki. Okay? You know the history of Loki. They call him now Wad in this book. Like, because he was taken in by a family. He was taken in by a cook. Okay, he ends up in this yard, and the chef or the cook lady takes him in, and he wouldn't talk, but he had been inside this tree for centuries, and he just got out, and he wouldn't talk, and so when she goes inside, her apprentices or the kids that work in the kitchen with her were rolling dough, so she just looked at the dough and said, I'll call you Wad. So he has to go up against Loki Wad. And, okay, we need to, as I say, step up your game here and stop talking about making wisecracks and jokes. And he makes the jokes out loud. This isn't thoughts that he has. He'll say these stupid jokes and mention, it's just ridiculous. Anyways, young adult, maybe that's why it's boring me too. It's like, a little bit of responsibility and maturity here for saving the world, okay? Anyways, just my opinion. Maybe other people don't care, but I just find it silly. I don't know why it's in there. And the one girl, Laurette, I believe her name is, she's the one who, I guess she had a bad upbringing where she was treated poorly. So for whatever reason, whenever she meets a guy, she has to, like, prove to herself that he's gonna want her. It's like, why is this in there? I mean, I think Orson Scott Card, okay, Mr. Card, I think you have some serious issues. Why did you have to put in there that Laurette jumped on Danny? As soon as she met him, she jumped on him like she was going to rape him. He's like 13 or something, or 12 or whatever he is in the book. He wants attention so bad. I better go play with the kitty.